Why make a new Haggadah? What's special about or different about this book? That's always the first question I get asked. And it's reasonable because there are so many Haggadot out there. So many have been published over the years, so many in the past few years. And most of them do have a shtick, a certain kind of commentary, a certain kind of issue, a certain style. Some of them offer discussion questions or stories or activities. Some are artistic Haggadot that are vehicles for incredible original art. Many are aimed at children or families with children. Haggadot with illustrations and games, etc. There are so many. But interestingly, even those families that spend a little time using one of those Haggadot find that there are limitations. Here's a Haggadah that so many of us have used, and when you look at the page, you see there's so much going on in this page. It's a huge page packed with stuff. And if you're trying to say the Haggadah, to recite the ritual, the text you need is in tiny font in the bottom corner. Or here in the New American Haggadah, where in the name of creative design, you have 5 words on a huge, otherwise blank page, so that you have to flip page after page after page just to get through a single paragraph. So many of the art Haggadot are in different ways, like the Shik Haggadah, with wonderful art that is so eye-catching that not only could I not afford to buy a set of these to pass around my table, I would be hard-pressed to recite the Haggadah text from it because I'd be looking at the art. Ultimately, many people, if they want to have a Haggadah that everyone around the table can use, want to come back to a basic Haggadah. Just give me the Haggadah. And so they come back to one of the old base texts, either the Ktav, the Maxwell House, or the Art Scroll. And these 3 have been resources for so long and are really important, and yet they have a few things in common. One, it is just text, page after page after text that looks undifferentiated. The 4 questions here looks exactly the same as the paragraphs that come after it and the ones after that. There's no sense that the Seder ritual has a contour, has sections and themes. The translations are very outdated in all sorts of problematic ways. They're not the kinds of English that you're going to want to potentially have people relying on or reading out loud. And they have little to no transliteration. So the people at your table who don't read the Hebrew or don't read it fluently are out of luck. So I wanted to create a new base text. That is what the Yedid Nefesh Haggadah is about. A base text that presents and centers the traditional Hebrew text of the Haggadah. On every page, the Hebrew is the largest text and is visually the centerpiece. But most of the book is transliterated. So the traditional and knowledgeable people at your table can use this as a traditional, complete Haggadah, and those who can't read the Hebrew can always be on the same page and the same line. The English is contemporary, it's readable. You can you'll feel comfortable using it. The commentary is concise, it's the point, and it's primarily focused on one goal: situating you within, where are you at? Where is this page or this paragraph? Where does it fit in the larger picture of this long ritual? Giving you a sense of the contours, the sense of the sections, of how we progress through the course of the ritual. Maggid is divided into 4 separate answers to the fundamental question of what is this about, so you can have a sense of when you get to each one and how they're different. There's original artwork that is rich and bears a second and even third look, but that is always supporting and accentuating the text of the Haggadah and not dominating or overwhelming it. The critical and sort of central lines and moments of the ritual are highlighted in a different way, so that you have a sense as you're going through, this is a moment that should be approached, recited, or sung perhaps a little bit differently. And you're holding a book that is simply elegant and clear and feels not only easy to use, but will make your Seder feel pleasant and much more easy to engage. Sections are color-coded, so it's easy to know where you're at. And there are not only extensive and clear instructions, but also visual aids, so that you will remember not only when it's time to drink each of the 4 cups, but when it's time to pour it, to pour each of them. This is the base Haggadah that you've been wanting and looking for and haven't been able to find. I really believe that once you've started using the Yedid Nefesh Haggadah, it's a text you will rely on and come back to. I certainly hope that it brings an extra layer of joy and of an appreciation to this most important of nights.